sir.
Come.
Thank you, sir.
Shashwat.
Yes, sir.
Sit down.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Your languages in which you gave the exam, Hindi or English?
No, sir, it is English.
English.
Yes, sir.
And you are given your first choice as the Foreign Service.
Yes, sir.
So where would you like to be posted?
Sir, my first priority would definitely be working in our neighborhood. And secondly, sir, I would also like to work in China and East Asian region.
So China is also neighborhood.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But generally in our neighborhood, we consider Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Maldives as our close partners and China as a strategic adversary. So from that perspective, I would also like to work in China.
So if you were posted to Pakistan, where would you be positioned?
So as in, where would I be in position?
Where will your office be in Pakistan? If you are in the Foreign Service and you are posted in Pakistan, where can you be posted?
So to my limited understanding, probably I'd be posted in the High Commission of Islamabad.
That you will be.
Yes, sir.
Where? Which place?
Sir, in Islamabad only.
And any other places where we have offices?
Sir, I'm not exactly sure, but probably we have a consular service in Kabul, in Karachi, to my mind, sir.
Okay. So what are the main issues today with Pakistan? I mean, where do you think, where do you feel our relations with Pakistan are today?
So the first major issue in the India-Pakistan relationship is that of the cross-border terrorism that emanates from Pakistan. Secondly, sir, the Pakistani deep state itself propagates the idea of biting India with 1,000 cuts that it has propagated for last 30 to 40 years through terrorism as a state policy. So this becomes the core issue between India-Pakistan relationship that propagates over other core aspects also. For instance, the Indus Water Treaty with respect to the trade relations. The overall looming aspect of terrorism is therefore visible in all the aspects of our relationship.
Just one. What is the Indus Water Treaty and what is its importance and what is the significance of the Indus Water Treaty?
So the Indus Water Treaty was brokered by World Bank in 1960s between India and Pakistan with respect to the Indus River, wherein the rivers of Ravi, Bias, Satluj were allotted to India and the rivers of Indus, Chenab and Jhelum were allotted to Pakistan for the distribution of the river water. Mm-hmm. The overall 80% of the rivers goes to Pakistan, which is in the Pakistani control, and the remaining 20% is with India. The importance of Indus Water Treaty is firstly from the perspective of the availability of drinking water in the state of Pakistan. Secondly, sir, it is also very vital for irrigation purposes, both in Pakistan as well as in the Indian state of Punjab.
That was the treaty, but how has it worked?
Sir, it works because it has a specific provision of a permanent Indus Commission that has been incorporated in the treaty as well, where India and Pakistan can resolve issues through various means, as well as cooperate with respect to...
So this is one thing where India and Pakistan have been working quite nicely.
So this has been one area where there have been issues, but despite that, the overall cooperation has been maintained.
So is there any other issue on which India and Pakistan have worked together?
Sir, one area I can recall is probably participation in various international forums, like in the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit in Goa. The Pakistani minister also came to India. Secondly, sir, though this has not been a permanent, this issue has not secured permanence, but recently there was also the exchange of files with respect to the fishermen that Pakistan has arrested from the Indian side and vice versa. So these are the two issues I can recall, sir.
And on the boundary issues, the last item is, where are the boundary issues between India and Pakistan? They are all over the place, or there's somewhere where we have an agreement and somewhere where we have disagreement?
So the overall India and Pakistan boundary is divided in two parts. The first is the international boundary, on which there is a broader understanding. But the dispute essentially starts with respect to the line of control, which is called as the LOC, wherein after the 1947 India-Pakistan war, Pakistan did not vacate the area which is the POK, the Pakistan occupied Kashmir and Gilgit and Baltistan. So, sir, these areas, though in Pakistani ownership, is an integral part of India, and as a result of which LOC becomes a very controversial subject in the India-Pakistan relationship.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, Shashwat.
Yes, sir.
Studied in Maharaja Agrawal, Delhi University. You went to JNU. You've been in Delhi for a long time.
Sir, yes, sir.
And you've chosen the Indian Foreign Service as your
Yes,
first
sir.
option. Now, tell me, what do you find in yourself that can make you a good diplomat? What are the essence you feel you have for you to be an effective diplomat?
So the first thing I would say is my negotiating skills in terms of communicating my viewpoint, and as well as conveying our specific information to all the stakeholders. So second is my ability to undertake research. This also has consonance with my prior background of working as a LAM fellow in the Parliament of India, wherein I can draft policies, I can research over bills and issues. So I think these two qualities will make me a successful diplomat.
And you feel you will do very well in the neighborhood, because that seems to be your first option.
Yes, sir.
To have as many postings in India's neighborhood as much as possible. Good. There's a lot of attention in India's new approach, so-called new approach to foreign policy, which is, deviates from our earlier approach. Do you think foreign policy is a continuity, or it changes, especially in the case of India? Is it changing, or do you think there is a continuity?
So my understanding is that the core interest of a country, that is its national interest, remains permanent in its foreign policy. So there are some aspects of continuity that do remain permanent. Having said that, sir, there are other aspects, for instance, the political leadership, the overall direction of a specific country, bilaterals as well as multilaterals, they can change over the time. So in that context, we can say that in the past 10 years, with respect to neighborhood as well, we are seeing a new shift in terms of focusing on people-to-people cooperation and cultural ties, having the strategic interests as a permanent feature.
Would you disagree that foreign policy is often personalized in India? Jawaharlal Nehru, Prime Minister Modi, Indira Gandhi, they all had their own perception and views about India's foreign policy. Would you agree to that view?
So the visibility of diplomacy is personalized, but within that visibility, deep down, the actual diplomatic activities is done through very structured, institutionalized ways through the Ministry of External Affairs and our consulates and missions abroad. So, sir, in a way, the way the public views foreign policy happening on ground is very personalized, but a lot of backroom research and diplomacy is undertaken through a very structured and through a very institutionalized manner. So in that perspective, sir, it is very structured, I would say.
Right. Good. Let me just come to some of your personal interest diary writing.
Yes, sir.
We don't find these things these days, diary writing. Throw some light on what you write.
Sir, in diary writing, I generally reflect on my ideas, especially I generally undertake two parts. Firstly, how my day specifically went, as in the activities that I undertook. I also reflect on some of the things that happen around in the society, reflecting on some of the key issues, as well as I try to plan out what would be the right thing that I should carry on for the next day from the experience that I had on the previous day.
Okay, very good. And you do a lot of heritage walk.
Yes.
What are the 2-3 heritage walks you've done in Delhi, or have you done outside Delhi as well?
Sir, recently I visited Fatehpur Sikri, that is 37 kilometers from Agra. Sir, in Delhi I have visited a place called as Agrasen Ki Baoli. Yes, sir, these are the two places I have
Why
visited.
is it famous, the Agrasen Ki Baoli?
Sir, Agrasen Ki Baoli is famous because it is the only stepwell that in Delhi that reflects a very unique system of containing water in it. And it also is very close to our own ancient, the heritage symbol of Maharaja Agrasen.
So if I were to give you one quick option in a very critical situation, like we get into a high-pitched conflict situation with Pakistan. Now, one of your options is to abrogate the Indus Waters Treaty. Would you do that?
Sir, I would refrain from doing that because my
How
understanding.
would you punish Pakistan?
So there can be various covert and overt ways with which we can maintain our relationship with Pakistan in tough times. For instance, our own intelligence and security operations covertly in Pakistan has been going on for some time. Apart from that, sir, we can focus on isolating Pakistan on other diplomatic forums, as we have been doing in the past. Raising issues like cross-border terrorism on institutions like SCO, where Pakistan is also a member, would also play some vitality in that regard.
But there are always some actors willing to defend Pakistan all the time. China, for one.
Yes, sir. Sir, my understanding is that if we bring a larger consonance and a larger consensus on the issue of cross-border terrorism that emanates from Pakistan, we would be able to isolate them on a global stage.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Shashwat, what exactly does your name mean?
So Shashwat essentially means something that is permanent, something that is immortal.
Right, and when is your interview?
So my date has not come yet.
Okay. We don't have your DAF 1, so how many attempts have you made at the UPSC?
So this is my third attempt.
First interview?
Yes, sir.
How your mains gone?
It has gone well.
Good. So we expect to see you in the list of successful candidates.
So with your
of
best
luck.
wishes.
So the name of Agrasen has been popping up, right? You studied also in Maharaja Agrasen College. Now my name is Kush. Can you draw a link between me and Maharaja Agrasen?
Sir, to my limited understanding, Maharaja Agrasen is considered as a descendant of Kush, who was one of the sons of Lord Ram.
And who was the other son of Lord Ram?
I think his name was Love.
You think?
LUV, sir.
That's
Okay.
because you can't spell it.
So coming from UP, there's a lot of controversy about renaming districts and places. So what has the Supreme Court to say about this? Are you aware? The matter was taken to the Supreme Court. They passed a couple of observations.
Sir, I'm not exactly aware about the Supreme Court's observation. I'll read more about it, sir.
What is your take on this?
So my understanding is that a district or a city's name should reflect its cultural heritage as well as its history, its overall ethos per se. So if we are taking a name that is in consonance with the larger viewpoint of the public, then we can change the names. But we should not use name change as a method of political populism that can evoke distinction among masses.
So, well, the Supreme Court's observation was that it's not worth wasting time on this. There are more pressing issues to consider. But now that you've given a perspective of history as well, there's also a particular brand of thinking that history needs to be rewritten because it was written from a colonial and Mughal perspective, and that the heroes, real heroes, unsung heroes, Rana Sanga, and Shivaji, Rana Pratap, their contribution needs to be highlighted. And also some people have gone to the extent of saying that the Battle of Haldighati was actually won by Rana Pratap. So what are your thoughts on this?
So my understanding is that history should be revised to an extent that it should not become a false subject in itself. Therefore, the revisionism of history should not be undertaken on the pretext of making it itself a wrong subject to study. However, having said that, sir, I believe that there are certain aspects of our history that have been missed out in the past that we should revisit. For instance, our specific focus on those unsung heroes of our freedom struggle, like Rani Akkama Devi, among others. We should revisit them back and feel pride in our own history in that sense.
Can you think of a particular situation which forces you to rewrite history?
So one can be political.
Forces you. A new excavation.
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Thank you, sir.
Right. My final question. What do you understand by the rule of law?
So the rule of law, the concept of rule of law was given by the famous British scholar A.V. Dicey, who espoused that in a society or in a country where the rule of law exists, there is absence of any special privileges for any citizen, and law is equally applied to all the citizens of all walks of society.
There are a couple more dimensions to this, are you aware?
Yes, sir. Sir, I'm not able to recall all the dimensions.
Right, thank you. Thank you, Shashwat.
Thank you, sir.
At one stage in answering about the Pakistan-India relation, you said there is a broader understanding along the border. What is this broader understanding?
Sir, I said with respect to the international borders.
Yeah. So what is this broader? Why is it broader? It is permanent. The border is permanent.
Yes, sir.
Why the qualification broader?
So a broader understanding, because there was always, even after independence, an area of doubt that a conflict can erupt. For instance, in the 1971 war, there was conflict in the region of Kutch across the Gujarat borders.
Not 71, this was 65.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. 60. Thank you, sir. Thank you for correcting me, sir.
No, but then those borders were not settled.
Yes, sir.
You mentioned, okay, let's move on. You mentioned Kashmir as the only problem area in relations with Pakistan. Any other area?
So there is a specific creek known as Sar Creek region in Gujarat.
Yeah.
That is
What
also.
is that problem, Sar Creek problem?
Sir, in the Sar Creek issue, the Pakistan claims Sar Creek to be in entirety of Pakistan's occupation, of Pakistan's ownership. However, India controls half of the region of Sar Creek, and this has also been an issue that has caused various conflicts because the fishermen travel in Sar Creek region to catch fishes, and there have been exchange of fires as well as.
Okay. So what is the international principle that India is invoking to further its claim in Sar Creek area?
Sir, India invokes the Thalweg principle in the Sar Creek region, wherein it claims that the half of the region of the Sar Creek is.
What is Thalweg principle?
Sir, I'm not exactly aware about the core features of the principle, but
Okay.
the Indian position is that half of the Sar Creek region should be in the Indian control.
Okay. Since international affairs is your interest area, you want to join
Yes, sir.
IFSS first, and you also want to serve in the neighborhood. What is your view on India's neighborhood policy in recent times?
Sir, India has made tremendous improvements in its relations with the neighborhood in recent times, especially after 2014, when our Honorable Prime Minister launched the Neighborhood First policy. As part of that, sir, we can see that we have fostered very close relationships with Bangladesh, with Nepal, and other countries also like Sri Lanka and Maldives. We see that during the economic meltdown of Sri Lanka, India was the first country that came to Sri Lanka's rescue with a total aid of rupees.
Okay, let me
4
stop
billion
you
rupees.
here. Maldives has gone away from India. Their Prime Minister just visited China. They've also scrapped our agreement about exploration in the sea. They've asked our military to go away. Nepal, we have put blockades on several occasions. Bhutan has imposed a tax on Indian people visiting them. So, in view of these, do you still think that neighborhood policy has succeeded? Bangladesh, other than Sheikh Hasina, nobody else wants to be associated with India. Myanmar has given bases to China. Lanka, in spite of our bailing them out, has given bases to China. In view of this, what is your further comment on neighborhood policy?
So there are 2 points that I would like to mention. So firstly, in diplomacy, there are controlled controllables and uncontrolled uncontrollables. So what happened in Maldives was not of the doing of the Indian government, and we have limited control over the domestic politics of a specific country. Having said that, sir, I still believe that in recent times we have made tremendous efforts to improve our relationship with countries. For instance, we are the second largest trading partner of Bangladesh. In Nepal, sir, our people-to-people ties and our humanitarian aid, especially after the Nepalese earthquake, has been well accepted.
Nepal asked our disaster management units to go out.
So there have been issues with Nepal, especially because of Nepalese domestic politics with the communist governments rising to power.
Okay.
But despite that, sir, because our cultural and people-to-people ties remain so intact, even those governments have accepted India's preconceived India's importance in
All right.
its
What is
neighborhood.
dehyphenation?
So dehyphenation is the removal of a specific bipolar dimension in a foreign policy. For instance, India has been dehyphenated from the Israel-Palestine issue,
Okay.
or US has dehyphenated India's relationship vis-a-vis India-Pakistan relations.
Has US done that?
Sir, in my limited understanding, it has, because it maintains an independent
Okay.
understanding with India.
Thank you.
Shashwat, in your formal, this interview is over.